I think we are live. Let's get it. Good morning. Welcome to the Best of 7 Sports Talk, everybody. It has been a minute since I've been live streaming. Boy, oh boy, we got so much to talk about. Chris Paul out of here. Kawhi Leonard out of there. Russell Westbrook. Oh my. Oh my. See what Luka doing in the Olympics? We got so much to talk about here on the Best of 7 Sports Talk. Real excited, man, to have everybody joining me. I made an announcement yesterday. I don't know if everyone saw it or not, but last year I targeted this show to be basically all NBA sports talk. I wanted to direct everything to be basketball, but I did make the decision. We're going to rock out all sports moving forward. When it comes to the Best of 7 Sports Talk, we're going to rock out with all sports moving forward. I'm not going to be so much tackled into scores and highlights and all that other stuff. But when it comes to some of these good stories, we definitely going to lock in NFL, baseball, whatever we got, we on it here at the Best of 7. So salute to everybody for that. But we are live streaming. We chilling this morning. Barbershop Talk. Y'all know the vibes. The link is in the description box if you people want to join me. I'm just shrugging my shoulders, getting my stuff together this morning, man. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about. Pretty excited. So last night before I went to bed, something kind of surprised me a little bit. Wanted to talk about it. Y'all guy Kawhi Leonard, he declined his $36 million player option for next year. He's going to become a free agent according to sources. Now, the expectation is that Kawhi will negotiate some type of deal with the Clippers to remain, and he's just doing this for the money. But Kawhi Leonard is one of the most unpredictable superstars that this sport has ever seen. If he decided to opt out of LA, especially coming off of the last 2-year performances that organization displayed in the playoffs, I would not be surprised if Kawhi Leonard decided to take his talent somewhere else. Now, I think that the smart move would be to stay in LA. They still got some dogs. They still got some dominant players. We're looking at everything else around the league. We're starting to see 2-man turn into 3-man super teams. We see Russell over there with AD and LeBron. Of course, we got the 3 in Brooklyn. Milwaukee got their little 3. I see Miami trying to make some moves. So it seems like 3 is the magic number. You already got Paul George by your side, who's a star. Like I said, they got some dogs, so I could see him just trying to stay for more money. But if we're talking about legacies, if we're talking about keeping that ink wet on that paper, the New York Knicks would be a great landing spot to me for Kawhi Leonard. Now, I don't know if he would want to leave LA after finally making it, but I would like to see him go to New York possibly. And rumor has it that he is eyeballing the Knicks as a possible landing spot. Also, the Miami Heat. Rumor has been that Kawhi might take a look at the Miami Heat as far as joining Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. I like the Miami Heat move more than anything. I'm not going to lie about that part. I do like that part. But Kawhi Leonard going to the New York Knicks, it's still going to be a rebuilding type of situation. They made the playoffs this year, but the Knicks are not constructed, even just with Kawhi, I don't think, to make any noise in the East, especially if you got a healthy Brooklyn. You got Milwaukee coming off of their championship run. Philadelphia still credible. You know, Miami, like I said, they're trying to work some things out. So New York still has a way to go even with a Kawhi Leonard. But when you look at everything out on the table, Kawhi needs something of his own. Kawhi needs something of his own. The Clippers will never over Trump the Lakers in LA. So that's a done deal. Now, New York have two teams. We got the Brooklyn Nets and we got the New York Knicks. Brooklyn has all the stars, but I think if Kawhi was in Madison Square, I think he could call that city his own. If KD and Kyrie and James Harden don't win the championship, and if they break that up after this year, which they definitely might, because mind you, Kyrie's is in a trading year. So do not be surprised. You can be shocked, but don't be surprised if Kyrie Irving doesn't make it through the entire 21-22 season with the Brooklyn Nets. That thing definitely might get broken up. But Kawhi Leonard, even though Brooklyn is in New York with the Knicks, I think Kawhi needs something of his own. The Clippers will never trump the Lakers in LA. I like the move for Kawhi to possibly go to Miami, joining Jimmy Butler, joining Bam. I like that move. But when you look at what we are working with in the NBA, a lot of the super teams are being, conformed. Look at Russell Westbrook joining LeBron and AD. We're going to talk about that in a couple minutes. I'm just feeling like Kawhi may be best to stay exactly where he's at. Now, he done opt out of the $36 million contract option. He is going to become an unrestricted free agent, but I think he's only doing this to try to get more money from the Clippers. And as long as they still got Paul George and a lot of those guys intact, I still think they can bump heads with some of the elite teams in the postseason. They're going to have to do more because they can't get over the hump. They have yet to make the Western Conference Finals with the addition of Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Rajon Rondo. They have tried to construct a team to beat the Lakers instead of constructing a team to win the championship, and it has come back to haunt them. And we're going to see how that plays out. But Kawhi Leonard, he officially opted out of his contract with LA. It's reported that he's eyeballing the New York Knicks. He's also eyeballing the Miami Heat. But chances are he is going to remain in LA with the Clippers. He's just trying to get more money, which is understandable. But it's going to be it's interesting. This guy's already won 2 championships. He has a Finals MVP. I don't know what he wants out of, I don't want to say life, but what is Kawhi Leonard shooting for now? Because he's never going to be considered one of the greatest or the greatest, like the GOAT. I don't think that conversation is going to happen. I think if they would have maybe won the first year with the Clippers instead of LeBron winning, that may have done something for Kawhi. At least, trumping KD, Giannis, things of that nature. But with these 2 losses that they took in LA, I don't see Kawhi Leonard ever getting up to that LeBron James, Michael Jordan conversation. I don't think that's something that's going to be realistic, but he's still got a lot of basketball to play. I just don't know what his focus would be. Is he looking to build another team on his own? Is he looking to join somebody? Like, he's so unpredictable. Now in Phoenix, Chris Paul also opted out. That surprised me a little bit because since Russell Westbrook went to the Lakers, I figured that Chris Paul would just stay in Phoenix because he won't be playing with LA. Mumble say Kawhi ain't got no plans. He's so unpredictable. So I can believe that. I can believe that 100%. But the reports are he's eyeballing the Knicks. He's also eyeballing the Miami Heat. I think his safe bet is to stay in LA. Ty Lue did a pretty good job. They played better this year than they played that last year. Everybody dealt with injuries and all that type of stuff. So I get that part. But in all reality, to me, I just don't know what he wants to do. Does he want to join a super team, get another ring, or does he want to go to a big market, run it on his own? Like Kawhi could go to New York and, maybe link up with a Devin Booker in a year or Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. I mean, I wonder if Ben Simmons would fit in LA with Paul George and them guys, and how Kawhi would fit with Joel Embiid going to Philly. Now that's a fact. Miami is definitely trying to sign DeMar and Lowry from Toronto. What do you think about that, Mumbles? If you got the link is in the description. I think I dropped the link if you want to come up and talk your talk. But you are a Raptors fan. So I do want to know what you think about them trying to get DeMar and Lowry. Because it was talks that the Lakers was going to do that for LeBron. But I don't know. But Chris Paul is out. Chris Paul is out. I think Chris Paul is going to wind up spinning the block. I think he'll spin the block and remain in Phoenix.
What up?
Got my guy Ken in the building. What's up, G?
What up? What up? Honestly,
so what you think about your guys, man?
You know that they'll work well together, but I don't think either one of them. I don't think it'll be as good as it was in Toronto. I think Lowry's on his downward. You know, his
but
downward.
Look what Miami has to help them versus what they had in Toronto. They got Jimmy Butler. They got Bam. So you take Bam, Jimmy Butler, DeMar DeRozan, and Kyle Lowry. That's 4.
That's true. They do have a better help roster to deal with and everything like that. I think it'll be a very good ideal for DeMar. I think it'd be a very good fit for DeMar.
Right.
He'll be back in the East. He'll be back on the East. He'll be with, and I think it'll be less pressure for him.
What you think about your man Kawhi Leonard opting out? He declined the $36 million extension from the Clippers. What you think? You think he's gonna stay or leave?
I think he might be trying to. I don't know if he's trying to get more money or if he's just trying to see what is out there,
right,
and everything. But I think he's found. I think he was thinking he was going to stay in LA, and he's finding that it's not working. They're not winning. They're probably not going to.
Where's he going to go? Where's Kawhi going to go that he's going to make any noise? Like, unless he joins a bandwagon or something.
That's the thing. It's like, one of the things that you said that is very thing is, what is his plan? What's his
end game? What's his end game? Right.
He's got MVPs. He's got championships. He's got everything that you need. Your goal. I want to get. So I don't know. It could be something simple of, his wife is whatever, don't like where she's living or something. I don't know, but isn't that where they're from?
Yeah, no, Kawhi's from LA. So it would be kind of backwards for him to have to detour from San Antonio to Toronto to get to LA just to turn around and leave LA. But to me, Mumbles, this is always going to be LeBron's town.
True. The only way that it couldn't, like, what's it called? The Clippers would have to, they would have to show some level of dominance, which I don't see them being able to do.
But they got some guys.
Yeah.
They got some guys. You know what I mean? It's not like, okay, if Kawhi was to come back, it's not like the Clippers have to go out there and get another all-star. It would help, but it's not like they have to get another all-star. They need some pieces to their puzzle. You know what I'm saying? But if he was to go to New York or something like the Knicks, what is Kawhi going to do in the East with no one when we got Brooklyn with 3 guys, Milwaukee coming off of their championship run, Miami is trying to bust some moves, Philadelphia and Boston still busting moves in play. Like, I don't understand what Kawhi Leonard's end game would be if he is going to leave, because he's never going to be in that conversation about him being a GOAT, him being up there with, Jordan and LeBron. I don't see that.
For him to get to that level, he'd have to stay, and he would have to have stayed and bring some championships to LA. Because if he's able to bring some championships to LA, you have to recognize that this man, he would at that point be the dude that brings championships. Like, if I was him, I'm not leaving until I bring a championship to LA. Because then you're the dude that brings championships wherever he goes.
How? Wait a minute. Hold up, King. Hold up, King. I knew you were going to find a way to disrespect my guy. You had to find. So if Kawhi Leonard wins a championship with the Clippers, he's the guy that wins rings everywhere he go. So we just gonna forget that LeBron won in Cleveland, Miami, and LA. It's Kawhi's the one, huh?
Well, that's the thing, but LeBron's, I think, like one of the only other people to do it, and people like to asterisk LeBron's, not me, but people like to asterisk LeBron's championships of Miami. They want to try to give it to Wade. When he went back to Cleveland, they want to
give it to Kyrie, give Kyrie credit,
and stuff like that.
The bubble.
The bubble. So there's always these asterisks that they want to put onto them with, like, people, the Toronto ring, they want to give that totally to Kawhi. If he went to LA and was able to win the ring again, more than, unless Paul George, unless somebody else won the MVP, they'd want to give that one to Kawhi. So it would be, I think people would give more respect to the Kawhi rings than the LeBron rings. There's always that LeBron hate.
That's interesting. So what do you think about CP3, Chris Paul? He just actually opted out of Phoenix. Now, it could be a similar situation like you talked about. These guys are just opting out to get more money from the team that they're currently with. That's pretty much how it goes. But when you're dealing with some players that's unpredictable, like a Kawhi Leonard, you have no idea what he's going to do. Now, people were talking about CP3 going to LA, playing with LeBron before this thing was done with. Russell Westbrook is now with the Lakers. So where does that leave Chris Paul since he opted out of his deal? He just gave up $44 million to stay in Phoenix.
Well, I actually thought he was wanting to go to LA, but I don't see LA needing him right now. So he probably, I could see him, like, I could see CP3 trying to join some type of super team that needs a point guard, like a team that's got 2 all-stars and needs a third to go big or whatever and stuff like that.
Right.
Because of his thing, like, I actually find him more than Kawhi. I think he has more options, and he has a more obvious end game. Like, if I'm CP3, I gotta try to see where can I go to get me my ring.
I think he had his chance. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. Unless he is jumping on some bandwagon, Chris Paul truly had his one opportunity to win the ring this year, and they blew it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I like other than trying to get more money, and once you're at the 40 something million, like, more money really shouldn't be your goal. Like, with if I'm like CP3, the only thing I can see him, like, I could see him trying to jump on a bandwagon, like, at this point, like, getting your ring is the only thing that I could truly see him really wanting to go for. Like, I could
Now,
definitely see him jumping on a bandwagon, you know?
but where? Like, what's left for him? Like, where can he go?
That's that's the actual problem. Yeah, you know?
Muggy, what up, G?
What's good, y'all? What's the
Oh
word,
man,
man?
we're talking about CP3. He opted out. He just turned down 44 million with Phoenix.
Man,
Kawhi Leonard just opted out. He
crazy,
turned down 36 with the Clippers.
crazy.
Where do you think Chris Paul gonna go now that Russell is playing with LeBron? What the hell is
Listen,
Chris Paul doing?
listen. I think we all should applaud Chris Paul for turning down $44 million at the age of 36.
Wow.
Um, I listen. I applaud Chris Paul because not, and I'm not saying Chris Paul's not worth 44 million. What I'm saying is Chris Paul is a little older. He understand. He's seen how far he made it with the Suns. Yeah, come on. There's a lot we can do if he take a little pay cut. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot that can happen.
Mm,
There's some moves that can be made if he takes a pay cut that'll lighten up his load at being 36 and making a push for a ring.
true. I
so
never
you
thought of that.
so you think he opted out so
On
he could take
purpose.
less money
Yes.
but stay in
Absolutely.
Phoenix?
Yes. Monty
Wow.
his guy, man. Monty is his guy. He down. Look, you see how their relationship is when he was a rookie, when he was a younger cat, and now
Right.
up until now, they still got the same relationship. They still like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a positive thing. I don't think it's oh, nah, I'm gonna turn down 44 so I can get 50. That's kind of crazy. That's
Wow.
that's kind of crazy.
That's what I was thinking was going down, but you kind of gave me a whole different outlook at this. So you think he's going to
Mm,
stay in Phoenix, but I'm saying, okay, they made the finals,
Hmm.
but Mumbles, if everybody is healthy this year, Phoenix not going back to the finals.
I don't know,
Even if
man.
Chris Paul take less money, right? Who the hell they going? Who's out there available that's going to be able to help them get to the finals if we got a healthy LeBron and AD? If Kawhi comes back, you got Dallas, you got Denver, who's going to be healthy, but Murray coming back. Like, I just don't see Phoenix having a chance to get back to that promised land because there's nobody available to help them guys. I don't see it.
I mean, I think Phoenix has a very good. They have a convincing argument to making another run back at the finals. The last 2 years they've been on the up and up.
Right.
And this is some of the best Phoenix basketball we've seen. So I believe in Phoenix. I'm not saying they're going to win it next year, but I do think they do have a chance, and I think Chris Paul is acknowledging that.
What are we doing with LeBron James if he helped Russell Westbrook get this ring?
Um, I don't know, man. It's gonna be fun
Oh
to
my
watch. It's gonna
God.
be fun to watch, man. I'm
Oh
I'm
my
gonna leave it at
God.
that. It's gonna
That's
be
all you
fun to
gonna
watch.
say?
I'm excited. How about that? Yeah, Lob
That's
City.
Wait a minute. Let's be clear real quick. If LeBron helps Russell win a chip, number one, the whole KD LeBron comparison is out the window. We're gonna throw
oh
that away.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
We'll
yeah.
throw
No
that
doubt.
away.
No doubt.
We'll
No
throw that
doubt.
away. I'll
No
also
doubt.
throw out the Jordan comparison.
That's tough. That's still tough for me.
Come on,
That's
guys.
still tough for
Come.
me.
It's like y'all already got it set in stone that LeBron James can never ever be the GOAT.
No, it's more so how than what. Right now, Giannis is on his way to having an argument. You see what I'm saying? If Giannis can do this a few more times and be consistent with this, we might be having a different conversation in a few years.
So
So let me ask you this, Muggy. Right now, if
Uh-huh.
we stop it right now, and I'm gonna ask you too, King,
Yeah.
who has the better career as of right now if it stopped? Kevin Durant or Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
No
Okay, so
question.
KD still has the better career.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But
Why?
Giannis is still young, though. Giannis is still young. Wait, Giannis
But
only
why is
like
KD? Why
25,
does KD
26?
have a greater career over Giannis? I'm confused. Can y'all explain y'all reasoning?
Rings, MVPs, Finals MVP, um,
Well, Giannis,
scoring titles. I mean, gold
wait a minute,
medalists. I mean, you name it.
he got more MVPs than KD.
KD don't have two of them.
No, KD won the MVP in
Mm.
2014.
Yeah, and then he got the
Giannis
Finals
won.
MVP back to
Giannis won
back.
back to back. Now KD
Mm.
got 2 Finals MVPs, but Giannis got a Finals ring and a Finals MVP, and he won
And
it
two
with his
back to
own
back
team.
MVP. That's a great point.
And KD joined Stephen Clay to
Mm-hmm.
get his rings.
And Giannis did on his own.
Giannis actually opted in. Remember, Giannis could have left.
Mm.
He did his contract
Yeah.
extension earlier this year. It said he
He could have
wanted to
left with
stay
Miami.
and win.
Remember, he could have went
Yes,
to Miami.
exactly.
People might respect, like, people will respect what Giannis did based on the fact that he did it with his own career.
Right.
But if you still look at the numbers of it, KD's career is better.
Are you including the Olympic play? Now they are winning right now, but this Team USA has been led by Kevin Durant, and they have been playing subpar basketball since the exhibitions.
Now,
So do we count that?
No, we gotta
No.
talk about because look, we gotta talk about Lloyd Pierce and Coach Pop. If we talk about Team USA, I can't put all that on Kevin Durant.
How much in the pie? How much of a pie are you giving the blame to Coach Popovich? How much of the pie are you giving the blame to Kevin Durant for the way they've been playing?
I give more pie to Coach Popovich than
How
Durant.
much? 50%, 75% of a pie?
Like 60, 70% of it. You're the coach. You're the coach of the collection of the best players in the world. And you're not producing the best play in the world. If it's Kevin Durant's fault, then as the coach, Kevin Durant should be on the bench.
Interesting.
Exactly. I agree. I mean, I agree. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. Lloyd Pierce over the Atlanta Hawks, we were a 15, 16 seed team. We only had like 4 or 5 wins. We had lost like 20 games. Nate McMillan joined. We made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Same team. I mean, swap Lou Williams and Rondo, but it's the same team. Same Trae Young, you know what I'm saying? So I guess I have trauma from Lloyd Pierce. So Team USA, I'm good on Team USA.
But see, my thing about Team USA is, like, even if they had no one at the coach, the players that they have, they're not supposed to be losing these games. So,
True.
you know, I feel like Popovich is just, I've never felt like Popovich is that guy. I give him respect, but I've never looked at him like a Phil Jackson. Even though he has hardware, I've never looked at him as that guy. I just feel like he went along with a great ride with some Hall of Famers. But when you have a dream, not a dream team, but when you have an Olympic team with Lillard and KD and all these guys on there, it really shouldn't matter who's coaching. Those guys should be able to get it done every night out on the floor. And they just been playing kind of horribly. And I'm like, yo, so who's the leader on the court?
Look,
there's no LeBron now. I'm putting it on KD.
You got Lloyd Pierce drawing up the final 2 minutes plays. That's part of the problem. I'm telling you.
So your old coach
are they just letting the players? Pardon?
The Atlanta Hawks former coach is coaching the Olympics?
Yes, he is on the staff. Coach Pop be having him in the huddle, running plays, drawing plays up, and talking to these guys. I think that's a big part of it. just based off of what I seen from him at the Atlanta Hawks.
Now, why in the world would a guy who got fired mid-season have the opportunity to coach
Thank
in
you.
the Olympics unless this was a black face type of thing? Like
Thank you.
you understand this? That's
Thank you.
crazy. I'm gonna have to do
It's
some
crazy.
research on that.
Please
That
do
is
look
crazy.
into it. It's a conspiracy.
It depends on who chooses the staff. Is it Popovich gets to choose?
I think so. I think Pop is like the head of the team USA basketball.
See, Keys explained it perfectly. This is why I said that I'll put respect on Popovich's name, but I never looked at him like a Phil Jackson. Now, Keys said at some point a coach loses his touch. Great coaches either know when to stop or learn to adapt. And that
Phil
has
Jackson,
not
great
been the
example.
case for Popovich at all. That is a prime example breakdown of why I really do not feel like Popovich is that dude, because he's not been able to adjust. He has a winning record without Kawhi. He has a winning record without Tim Duncan. But when you look at it, when you take the eye test, he hasn't done nothing in San Antonio really
He might
without them
be
guys.
he might be
Not
a
since Kawhi
great
left.
coach. He might be a great coach of positional basketball. Remember when he started with San Antonio, like everybody was still playing positional ball, that you were a center, a power forward, a small forward, a point, shooting guard, a point guard.
Right.
Like now we've got, the LeBrons, the KDs, the even Kawhis and stuff, players that can play 3, 4 different positions, or players that are 6'9" and can handle the ball and stuff like that, and shoot threes at 7 foot and stuff, which was not really the case when he started. You weren't having, because all these European dudes weren't there, so you weren't having big men that can shoot the three and stuff
Right.
like that. So yeah,
Right.
the game maybe evolved past his expertise.
What do you think about Russell Westbrook, fellas, joining LeBron and AD? Is this a match made in hell or heaven?
I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very fun.
My it can be, it's good. Like that's the thing. The fact you said hell or heaven, it's going to be like one or the other. Like if they're able to, and if the coach is able to combine all of their talents properly, it is going to be ugly for every other team in the NBA.
But what I'm hearing from Muggy is saying it's going to be fun to watch. Like this is entertainment. But Muggy is not putting no respect on LeBron in the name as far as winning a ring with Russell Westbrook. And that's really what I want to get at. Does these guys have an honest chance of winning a ring with Russell Westbrook?
They had an honest chance without him. So yeah, I'll be honest. So I think adding him, yeah, they shouldn't definitely have less of an issue this year. I would say that it's not going to be easy though, because we still got the Warriors are back now. Klay Thompson gonna be back next year.
Oh
They're gonna
my
be at full
goodness.
strength. So that's a.
Here we go.
I'm just. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. It's a big
I
conversation
think
now.
it depends literally on how well like they play together. Like I play together. Are men them gonna be fighting to control the ball? Is Russell Westbrook gonna be stat padding? Is
It's a great point. It's a
are
lot
they
of
gonna be
primary ball handlers on the floor.
like, how are they gonna handle, like who's handling the ball? Who's handling the ball? Who's the first option? Who's taking that 10 seconds, 10 seconds left.
Yeah,
Who's
I agree with Silver Zero. He says he don't see anything special coming out of LA this year unless they get some better role players. Like regardless of picking up Westbrook, regardless of LeBron and AD remaining healthy, they still are going to need some shooters.
and they have not made any big moves towards that yet. Which free agency opens up this week, so maybe
That's
we'll
gonna
see
be
some more craziness go on. I think that's something to look forward to. I think it opens August 6th.
There's talks about Dwight Howard coming back for a third run with the Lakers. Is that somebody that the Lakers could use? I thought they missed Dwight last year. I'm not gonna lie.
They
I don't
definitely
like
did.
Danny Green, but I thought they missed Dwight and Danny Green last year. I thought that was one reason they were unable to win.
We saw what happened in the Hawks series with Dwight
Hold
Howard.
on.
Dwight kept him in it.
7. Did you just give Danny Green some respect?
I really didn't want to give Danny Green no respect, I swear. But when we looked at the Lakers last year, first of all, when they won in the bubble, they didn't have that great of shooters, but they were just able to pull it off. The way they shot the ball last year was just horrific. So I'm like, man, for Danny Green's defensive presence, I would take him over Dennis Schroeder or Alex Caruso, some of these other guys that we had playing the position last year.
Yeah, that's that vet experience, that championship experience.
I think Dwight would definitely make the Lakers better again. It ain't
definitely.
Montrez is gone. Marc Gasol, he's nobody. Anthony Davis can't remain healthy. They need as much presence down there as possible.
Yep.
But again, Russell, Westbrook, LeBron, and AD, the conversation is just going to be about chemistry, like Mumbles brought up. Are they going to be able to gel? Is Russell going to know his place? Is he going to try to take those last-second shots when we all know that ball belongs in LeBron's hands? Who's going to have the usage rates most high? All those things come into play, but I think that Russell knows he got to take some type of back seat to what he normally has going on if he's going to win a ring.
1,000%. But
even
like I said, maybe he know what's up. Maybe joining the Lakers, he coming already knowing in his mind, okay, let me relax. Let LeBron and AD have it, and I'll just do what I need to, whatever they want me to do. If he takes that approach, I think they're gonna be scared.
I think LeBron and the coach, they either had to have done it before or need to do it right away. Have a sit down, and be like, yo, what's going on? What's the play going to be? Let them know, this is how things got to run. This is your role on the team. Are you able to do this role?
Yeah, Andre Drummond is definitely not going to cut it, Keys. Andre Drummond, he takes up too much space.
I forgot Andre Drummond played for the Lakers.
Yeah, started
he was one of the biggest pieces that everybody had their eyes on that was moving last year. And he went to the Lakers. I for sure knew that was going to be the turning point, I guess.
Now, but see, Silver Zero, this is what I'm afraid of. He said Russ is not taking a back seat to nobody, especially if he feels he that type of guy. But
that's
again,
tough.
To me, in my opinion, Russell took a back seat to James Harden when he went to Houston. He understood that was James Harden's team. He played his position. They made the playoffs, but then they ran into LeBron and it didn't work. He go to Washington. He ain't really try to make Washington his team. I'm hoping that Russell understands playing with LeBron and AD, he can still get his shit off, but he got to play smarter than harder.
Yes. 1,000%. That's why they lost to Golden State. Not Golden State. Okay.
In 2016. And when they was up 3-1. That's right.
That's why OKC lost. They was about to win.
Now look how the tables have turned. When you have Kyrie and LeBron in Cleveland, Westbrook and Durant in OKC. Now in 21-22 season, you have Westbrook with LeBron and Kyrie with Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
If LeBron helps Russell Westbrook, because the talk about Russell Westbrook these last couple of years is that he's going to be that guy with all the triple doubles, all the accolades with no rings. If LeBron can help Russell get a ring, that comparison with Kevin Durant and LeBron is a done deal. To me, the comparison with LeBron and Michael Jordan is a done deal. LeBron is doing things that is damn near unheard of right before our eyes.
And I see that. I get where you're coming from. And I mean, look, 9, 10 finals appearances, that's hard, regardless of how you look at it. That's not an easy thing to accomplish. So, I mean, I think if he does get a ring, especially with Westbrook, he already got one with AD. Like, it's going to be tough to argue against him. I'll say that.
We got the big homie D Money in the building. Let me get D Money up in here. Money, what's up, family? What's good, G? Man.
Hey, look, man, every time you get up here, bro, I always got to do some type of realignments, bro. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I love you. But I'm just not going to let you do this, bro.
What I do wrong now?
I'm not. Look, man, I'm tired of this fake love for Russ. Because before you
fake love?
Hey, I'm tired of it. Everybody was talking about how selfish Russ is, how Russ gets fake stats. He's not a winner. He can't get past the first round. I don't want to hear none of that. And then,
that's a fact. I'm not gonna lie. I hated Russell Westbrook until he came to LA. So he's talking to my soul right now.
Exactly. And then here's the other thing too. If they don't win, they're not gonna blame LeBron. They're gonna blame Russ.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Why would they blame LeBron? But why would they blame LeBron?
If they end up getting past or getting to the conference finals, Bron gonna get all the fucking credit. I think that,
he should.
That's rude, man. That's rude, bro.
Hold up, D Money. Hold up. I'm not gonna let you come up on here and do that. Why? Why would LeBron not deserve the credit if they win?
Well, you can't give one person.
They get to where they need to get to.
My thing about it is, I see his point, because here's the thing: you can't give LeBron the credit for the win, and then give Russell Westbrook the blame for the loss.
Why not?
Because that's being like on LeBron bandwagon at that point. If you ever unless it's clear that he carried them to the win, my thing about it is, like, you need to, if it's your team, then you need to take the positive and the negative. If it's your team and they didn't win, if it's your team and they won, so it's your team, you made them win.
Wait. I need you to keep that same energy for Kevin Durant. Mumbles. I never heard you say that for Kevin Durant. I didn't hear you say that about Kawhi Leonard. I need y'all to keep that same energy for them guys. That's ridiculous.
No, we do.
LeBron James is absolutely the brains of the operation. And if now we know what role these guys are supposed. So if we get to an important game, but let me ask you a question. If we get to an important game and we know that LeBron or AD is supposed to have that ball, and Russell decides to keep the ball and take the shot and blow it, we're still going to blame LeBron for that?
No, I wouldn't. But here's the thing.
I mean,
but at the same time, if Russell Westbrook takes that shot and hits it, then you can't credit LeBron for that. You can't credit LeBron for he got them to win.
You've got Kyrie Irving hitting the shot for LeBron back in that championship.
2016.
LeBron gets all that credit. Did Kyrie get no shine from that?
Wait a minute, D Money. Hold up. I'm not. Wait a minute,
topic, bro.
So we're gonna get into that whole other topic right now. So what are you saying? In 2016, are you saying that Kyrie should have been the Finals MVP, or are you saying that he should have just got more credit?
I'm saying that credit is, I think it should have been the even amount of credit. I'll put it that way.
Oh.
You're not gonna see it act like y'all act like Kyrie did not go crazy in these finals. Like I'm trying to understand, not to discredit LeBron, but y'all really do act like Kyrie did not go crazy. Like
Because
y'all big up a block more than him hitting that game winning shot at the end of that game.
we got to put some context behind this because this is so disrespectful. Yes, we have to put more on that chase down block because that was one of the greatest blocks in history. I think people forgot. Because Kyrie had an exceptional finals in game 5 and game 6. I think they had like 40 points, 41 points. People forgot how horrible of a game Kyrie had in game 7. That shot that he hit to go up 3 at the end, that was one of the few shots that he made in game 7. He did not have a great game 7. LeBron was the reason them guys even kept it close. Now, when Kyrie hit the shot, the score was tied. But when LeBron hit shots when the score is tied, oh, it's not clutch because they wasn't down or they wasn't losing or it wasn't the last second. But Kyrie hits a shot with time left and they was tied, but he's supposed to get more credit than LeBron? How?
I'm not saying he should get more. I'm just saying, like, when you're the man of the team, you gotta sometimes take the positive with the negative.
True.
At that point, if it's LeBron's team, then you shouldn't have let Westbrook. At that point, even if Westbrook misses it, if it's your team, you shouldn't have let him get the ball.
But you're saying that the person, you can't get credit without getting blamed. So yeah. I'm basically saying that if Russell Westbrook does not do his job, we're still going to blame LeBron. What are we going to say? Oh, LeBron shouldn't have signed off on the trade. That's what we're going to do?
Yep.
Wow.
That's what the media is. That's what the media going to do.
Yep.
Skip Bayless.
LeBron to block the trade.
But that's not the thing, because I think once they get past the more so they figure out their chemistry or what works, I think they will be a really good team. I think the spacing for me, I think the spacing is going to be a bit of an issue. But of course, we got to wait to see how the Lakers are going to, get all their pieces in place. You know what I'm saying? So, pick and roll with AD should be effective, but with Drummond there clogging up the lane like that,
it hurts.
I don't know how Russ is about to, cook that way. And I know we're not about to sit here and depend on Russ's shooting because we already seen his shooting just gets worse. It seemed like every year since like his MVP season. So, I mean, how much emphasis is going to be on triple doubles? I mean,
I was about to ask you that. Do we throw triple doubles out the window? As there's no way in the world Russell will have another triple double season with AD and LeBron beside him.
Man,
with LeBron? Hell,
I think he
no.
will. I think he can. But at this point, the triple doubles don't hold as much weight if it's not accompanied by winning basketball.
Okay.
But the thing is, we need to figure out, so is it going to be Russ is going to try to keep a certain pace for these first 3 quarters and then let pretty much LeBron run the fourth quarter? Because that's going to be the only way I feel like it's going to be some type of balance. Because I think, with Russ going to keep that pace going. He's going to be running like a madman for those first 3 quarters. But when it comes to this decision making in the fourth quarter, we all know that Russ is kind of shaky when it comes to that. Plus, absolutely. I want to see how is LeBron going to be without the ball,
right?
Because for Russ to be effective, he needs the ball in his hands.
AD needs the ball in his hands as well. A lot of the times, AD dribble the ball a quarter a lot of the time.
Who do the Lakers have right now on their roster that can make a bucket for themselves? They don't have anyone that can get their own shot other than Tucker. THT is the only other person that could get his own shot right now that's on that team.
And he's still developing.
D-Money, if their career stopped today, I asked the fellas earlier, if their career stopped today, who has the better career, Giannis or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
Okay.
I see two.
Okay.
I see two rings. I see scoring titles. I see. I'm about to say what that championship experience. I mean, you can have like I said. I don't get bothered by media. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Those media awards. You know, because it's
Right.
basically my favorite person. Because I mean, debatably, if we want to go by numbers, I mean LeBron should win the MVP every year. I don't want to
True.
say it like that because I'm not gonna say I hate LeBron. Like I think I respect LeBron. You know what I'm saying? But I know LeBron lovers would love to hear that. But I mean, we call them based off of numbers of what LeBron does on the floor. LeBron should win it every year, but it's a media-based award. So I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't really base stuff just based off of what they give you. I like the stuff that you earn. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
say what you want to say, my nigga, but Kevin Durant earned those two titles. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Last time I checked, LeBron was checking him. You know what I'm saying? He dropping 30 in his face. So, matter
Hold
of
up. Wait a
fact,
minute.
if you want to,
See,
if you want to be
this
real,
is what we're not
if you
going to do,
want to
D
be
Money.
real,
This is not what we're
if
going
you
to
want
do,
to
D
be
Money.
real,
You want to talk numbers?
every situation that LeBron and KD have gone head to head, there's never been a situation where LeBron could lock up KD, ever.
What?
It's just they shot it. They did it on the main stage.
So let me ask you a
Look at the
question.
numbers.
Let me ask you
Every
exactly.
situation.
Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. LeBron. Do you know that in 2018, LeBron averaged more points, assists, rebounds than any player for Golden State or Cleveland?
Okay, cool.
Now let me
But
ask you this, because
I'm
I got
saying
you.
head to
I got
head.
you on record. I want the world to know. I have D Money's voice on recording saying that LeBron James should deserve the MVP every year. I'm so good right now. That has literally made my day. Like I'm gonna have that playing on intros and commercial breaks. I got this shit. I'm good. I appreciate it. My day
But
is set.
every time KD, like even when we talk about the finals when they went up against each other at the Heat, which I felt like was like a highway robbery, that whole setup. But I'm not gonna go down that road either.
Wait a minute.
I'm
You talking about 2012?
Yeah, the 2-3-2 format.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
That is playing the Heat favor.
But OKC won the first game.
You only needed one. Say what?
But OKC won the first game, right?
They
They stole home court advantage.
Okay. LeBron fouled KD on that last shot in the second game. Nobody wants to talk about that, but he did foul him. And they said we're not coming back here, and that's exactly what happened. That's what led to the disappearance of Harden. That's what led to Russ putting up probably the worst game ever as a point guard in history. I mean, but KD still averaged like what, 30 points a game that series.
My man Drama Tech wants to know why people ain't putting no respect on Russell's name. People act like Russell Westbrook ain't going to the playoffs with every team he's been with. He took the Wizards to the playoffs. Let's not forget. He took the Wizards to the playoffs.
Definitely did.
Because
playoffs.
Because the reason why he don't get the respect is because all he does is take teams to the playoffs. We all know that regular season, once you get to a certain level, regular season don't matter. It's really it's almost like preseason. It's about what happened in the playoffs. The reason
I need
why
you keep that energy, Mumbles. I need you keep that energy for Luka Doncic. Y'all are exposing yourself this morning. I'm taking notes. Keep that energy for Luka, please.
Talk about it.
Like that's the thing. That's the thing. Russell, like he's on that level of a player now. It's because he's been doing it for so many years. We know you can take him to the playoffs. Like Russell Westbrook could probably walk on the street, pick 7 people, bring them to the NBA, and take them to the playoffs, and then lose in the first round.
I got you, bro. Hold on, bro. I'm not gonna let him sit here and say this. I'll give him the credit MVP year when it was just him and they took them boys to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna say that like Paul George wasn't on that team,
True.
that
Yeah.
OKC team. We're not gonna say or act like Harden wasn't on the Houston team. We're not gonna say or act like Bill didn't go crazy.
True.
When
True.
they didn't even make the playoffs.
Very true.
So we're
Very
not doing that, bro.
Very true.
You know
Very
what I'm
true.
saying?
Very accurate.
And then
Very accurate.
I think people get so mad with Russ because he'll always find himself in these type of situations. They had no business losing to the Blazers, and they had no business losing to a rookie and Donovan Mitchell with the Jazz when it was him and Paul George together. There was no reason. There was absolutely no reason that should have happened.
Because they had Carmelo with him too, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was crazy. And then for them to let Dame shoot him out the playoffs was another thing that was crazy. And that's only because Russ opened his mouth.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Wave bye-bye to them niggas. That shit was savage.
I'm really interested in seeing, because say what you want about Brooklyn, when Brooklyn is healthy, you cannot deny the chemistry that they have, the unselfishness that they play with, and then the fact that, like I said, you still got to put up on 150 to even compete with these niggas, man.
Y'all keep saying that. Y'all keep doing that. Y'all keep doing that. He said it perfectly. Defense wins championships. You may have to put up 150 in the regular season to beat Brooklyn. When it comes to the postseason, when it comes to these best of 7 series, defense is going to win championships. That's why they didn't win. I know they were banged up with no Kyrie and James Harden, but I always said when those three joined, they wasn't going to win because they don't have no defense.
Nah,
it's not scary. They're not scary, man. They're not scary, bro. I watched them all season.
Here we go.
I thought they was gonna dog walk everybody. Was they dog walking the league? They were
supposed to dog walk everybody.
They were not.
Yeah.
They were supposed to walk to the finals. They did not.
Yep.
They're not scary. They're not scared. They weren't scary in the playoffs. I was looking at KD like, bro, can KD win?
They dog walked Boston. What are we talking about? They dog walked in their first 2 games with the Bucks.
Boston is in shambles.
What are we talking about here?
Boston is in shambles. We not doing that.
Okay, Boston's in shambles. So
see, I want to give
stuff y'all killing KD with. Y'all want to give Tatum that same thing, right? Because y'all.
I ain't sold on Tatum yet.
Thing.
I'm not sold on Tatum yet, but I will say this: when Brooklyn played Milwaukee, yeah, Brooklyn was banged up, but Giannis was banged up. Giannis played hurt and won this thing.
Okay. Here's the perspective.
Giannis had
right?
a halfway torn.
Defense wins championships based off of. I'm not gonna say it. I'll give you that, but we got to pick and choose because when they got to Milwaukee, we're not gonna sit here and act like the ref didn't swallow the whistle. There's a lot of things that that wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? Like KD was getting mugged, bro. Like we're not gonna sit here and act like bro was I thought it was a football game a couple of times, man. You know what I'm saying? I understand you gotta play through it. Not gonna say and complain about it, but you know what I'm saying? Defense is only based off of how much the referee lets you get away with, basically, and that's really what it comes down to. And I feel like they let Milwaukee get a lot of things they should not have got. You know what I'm saying? And even with Kyrie, now sit here act like that won't no hit job because Giannis had no business being under the rim when under Kyrie when he had made the shot.
It's make a break for Brooklyn. That thing is getting broken up after this year. If they don't
I would have already broken it up.
I would have broken it up too. I'm not gonna lie. Now, before we get up out of here, last thing, D Money, because I asked the fellas this. Kawhi Leonard turned down $36 million. He's going to opt out to become a free agent. What do you think Kawhi Leonard's end game is going to be? What do you think? What is he doing?
I feel like New York probably would be the move, but it's kind of hard to kind of base off of what Kawhi is trying to do because you never know, like the type of person he is. You don't know what he's thinking for real.
Hey, listen,
to
the Atlanta Hawks got some money for him. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm the official spokesperson for the Atlanta Hawks. This is my bid. I'm putting in for Kawhi.
I don't know how y'all did it this year, Muggy. I don't mean no disrespect. I don't know how y'all did it with that little Trey Young nigga, yo. I don't know how y'all made it that far.
It was bit to
They
be,
let Trey
man. We
get
won
to the
that Luka
rim.
trade. We won the Luka trade.
Yeah, y'all definitely won the Luka trade. When you look at that thing, now I don't know. Because Luka's showing off right now, bro.
Yeah, where was he at in the finals?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So Scrub Zero said he think Kawhi is going to wind up in Miami, Dallas, or New York.
But here's the thing about Kawhi, though, man.
Drama
How
Tech
much
said he
we gonna
opted
keep
back
going
in for
down?
more money.
How are we gonna keep going with Kawhi? Kawhi keeps running into these knee issues, man. Like I don't know, bro. Like obviously this knee thing is more serious than what he's actually giving off, because he keeps coming back to this whole knee thing. He needs all this time off during the season to deal with the stupid knee. So it's like, all right, why am I going to give you a bunch of money when we're not even guaranteed that you can play every game, man?
Right.
You still got to do your job at the end of the day. It's a job.
Yeah, he still missed the load management.
Exactly. So you got to be willing to pay for that.
He should have never left Toronto.
You know what, bro? You might got a point. I might do a Mitchell report on if Kawhi would have stayed in Toronto.
They would have repeated. I think they would have repeated. Yeah.
Because we had COVID the following year, right?
The energy was there. The talent was there. They were gelling super well. Like, they all had confidence in each other. Like, they reminded me of this year's Bucks team a little bit.
Right. But in the bubble happened the following year, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that means they wouldn't have had to deal with like on the road or everything would have been even. They might have could have repeated. That would have been crazy.
It would have been easier for Kawhi, like load management and shit wouldn't have been no issue.
Exactly. They already had that set up. I don't know if they would have won, but they definitely would have been in the conversation and contention.
Yeah,
we know the Bucks wouldn't have been there. We know the Bucks wouldn't have been there. Because
Miami wouldn't have.
No matter how well they did without Kawhi, like Toronto still that year was playing for a while at a high level without Kawhi. So with Kawhi, it would have been a dangerous team.
It was the Warriors. It was like the Warriors with Kevin Durant almost.
So, is it rebuilding mode for your Toronto Raptors, Mumbles?
Very much, yeah, totally.
Damn.
Yeah, because they're back to having like no real superstar. Like none of them.
They don't have nothing. They don't have a star. Kyle Lowry is out of the. He's on it. He's 1 foot out already. They have no one with Fred VanVleet.
They got the Steph Curry stopper, Fred VanVleet.
That's it.
Exactly. Don't hate on Fred.
What about that tall boy that was there?
Siakam.
What's his name? Yeah,
Pascal.
Siakam. He was just an all-star. Wasn't he just an all-star last year?
Yeah, he was. But he's not no one when you. Well, this is the Eastern Conference, but still, like when you think some of them big guys,
he hasn't really elevated though. He hasn't really elevated since that All-Star season.
That's the thing. Like, I think Siakam, like, sadly, like, I'm thinking like he might be at or close to his peak of what he's going to do.
Right.
Exactly. Like, and I don't see him being the cornerstone of the team. Like, I don't see him being good enough that you can build around him and stuff like that. Like, and what's his name? The other dude, I forget his name, the other young one.
Anobi. Anobi. IO, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, Nobi, like,
It's just amazing, man. Y'all were at the top of the world just 2-3 years ago.
yeah.
It's so hard to win back-to-back championships. Toronto just proved that this shit is never promised to anyone.
That's true.
That's a fact. Well, we're gonna get at it tomorrow, man. I'm gonna be going live every day here on YouTube, man, and talk a whole bunch of shit. Get back into the groove. Appreciate y'all fellas joining me this morning, man. Got some good convo. Appreciate everybody that's in the live chat. If you guys are new, please subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow. Hope y'all stay safe. Anybody got any social media plugs y'all want to plug out to the people before I sign off?
Not right now.
Not right now. Mumbles, you got any battles? You got somebody? You got something? You got anything you want people to check out?
No, I'm in the process of planning a couple of battles. So
okay, got you. What about you, Mug?
Some stuff.
Man, I'm on the bench right now, but I'm definitely looking for my next op. So stay tuned.
All right, D Mumble, appreciate you. D Money already. Appreciate you, my G.
Appreciate you, big dog.
Alrighty, man. About to get up out of here. Salute to everybody that's in the live chat this morning. Please make sure y'all subscribe to the Best of 7 Sports Talk channel. Catch y'all live tomorrow morning, man. Y'all stay safe.
All right,
Peace,
later.
everybody. Peace.